Started last season with the Nuggets and then was traded to Cleveland midway through the season.
And what an impact he made on the Cleveland Cavaliers, particularly at the defensive end. His size and his activity really helped the Cavs become outstanding at the defensive end.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Joakim Noah's checked in for Gasol. Portis comes.
Yo, DJ, put a nigga back to the record, baby, and give me this right now.
In for Taj Gibson. Mirotic is checked in for McDermott, and Moore subbed in for Butler. Here's Dellavedova. Mozgov to Shumpy. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
Give me that.
To the Cavs for going out and getting Mozgov. I mean, they paid a hefty price giving up the 2 first-rounders. But thus far, he's proved to be worth it.
Now here's Moore. Passes it to Mirotic. Noah with a screen for Mirotic.
Come on.
Chicago. No good. Cavaliers leading by 5.
Yo, DJ, put a nigga back to the record, baby, and give me this right now.
Turning point in the season. He completely changed the defense of their team. He was that missing piece of the puzzle.
Come on.
Following the basket by LeBron James. To snap the cold streak. And there's Mirotic on the assist by Love. Mirotic has got himself going there. His first points of the game in the deep ball. Pass to Dellavedova.
Come on.
Mozgov is in on roll. Over against Mozgov. On the wing, Shepard. Hires from deep. Mozgov's got his off.
Having just enough presence to bother that three-pointer tip there.
Yeah, but for a guy that shoots it as well as he does, I'd say that is an easy look.
It's LeBron with the drive. That's good. LeBron got his third basket of the night right here.
Really, the defense has helped us to stop the layup.
Give me this
there.
right now.
Advantage in terms of the mismatch.
The Cavaliers lead by 6. Deflects the pass. It's going to be out of bounds. The Cavaliers will retain possession.
Well, close. Finishing that one off.
Real nice play to make sure that pass didn't reach its target.
16 seconds left here in the first quarter. From deep three-point range. Rebound by the Bulls. With 4 seconds on the clock. And the shot is good. Mirotic just got 5 points so
Give
far.
me this right now.
Quick bucket there. Solid in transition.
Well, you know, he loves the chance to get out and run. We could see right there why he does.
And so the first.
Get him up.
And LeBron
That's how we
James
roll.
trying to will this Cavaliers team to its first title.
He sat us down and he left.
When someone like LeBron talks about what you need to bring to the table, you better bring it.
Yeah, I would think so. You better serve to go right along with what he's talking about. They'll do big three along with Kyrie. I think if they just keep following LeBron's lead and advice, the sky's the limit.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And from what you guys have seen so far from Cleveland, what's your take?
Just almost an intimidating factor when you're able to go out and consistently come up with the block shots like they have defensively.
Well, what happens is shooters begin to start looking for the shot blockers, and it does intimidate them.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So for Chicago right now, Rose is the 1 with Butler is the 2. Portis is out there with Mirotic, and it's Noah in at the 5 down low. And here's Love from the arc. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Love's got the lead up to 7 now for Cleveland. Kyrie Irving, an explosive scorer. We all know that. His rate of assists continually dropping over his NBA career. And Greg, does he need to be more of a pure point guard?
You know, he does have the advantage of playing with LeBron James, one of the best playmakers in the league. It's a good fit, I think, at this stage of his career, because right now they need him to score the basketball while he continues to improve his point guard skills.
Oh, and a fast break for the Bulls. And he gets it to go. Butler's got his first bucket in this one.
How about the feel and the awareness he had there, finding his teammate behind the defense on the break.
Irving passes to Love from deep. Joakim Noah grabs the miss.
You know, one thing you can say about Kyrie Irving as he's gotten more talent around him, he's become much more efficient offensively. Shot selection had been a question for him, but no longer as he's gotten more help.
4-on-3 break. Here's Mirotic. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. Mirotic has got 7 points.
In that tight, with that much of an advantage height-wise, there's just not a lot the defense can do. And Irving, with multiple 55-point games last season, the first player to do that since the great Kobe Bryant back in '07.
Feeds it to Love. Another miss by Love. Bulls trail by 3. Pass to Butler. And it's thrown down hard with both hands.
Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
I think he's sensing that this is a critical time in the game, fellas.
Irving dishes to Love. Back to Irving. It's deflected. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Shumpert. Chicago grabs the miss. So it's off to Brooklyn after this game as they have the Nets to look forward to. That'll be the first half of a 2-game trip. Shots good by Butler.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, that's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yeah, he's on the money, that's no doubt. Irving for 3. Cleveland the rebound. Mozgov kicks to Irving. In the corner, it's James. And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. Good. Cavs didn't start the season as a team built around the 3, but they would end it that way.
Yeah, and after the trade for Smith and Shumpert, it changed their dynamic. All of a sudden, they can do a lot of damage from beyond the arc.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers. Bulls made the postseason for the 10th time in their last 11 seasons. Last year, they have become a fixture, Greg, in the playoffs in the East.
And how about last season, Kevin, had that interdivision matchup in their first round against up-and-coming Bucks. Some hiccups form in that series, but they were able to prevail.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Pau Gasol is checked in for Noah. Gibson comes in for Portis. Doug McDermott, he's checked in for Mirotic. And Moore subbed in for Rose. Cleveland's gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9.
Boy, in that playoff series against the Bucks, the Bulls looked like they were primed for an upset as they started slowly. Eventually pulled it together and came in as the underdogs against the Cavs.
The dish now to Butler. Wide open. The shot misses, so Cleveland will take it the other way. Smith outside. He feeds it to Thompson. In the corner, Irving with it. Some nice passing by Cleveland here. Smith kicks to Irving. That doesn't go in either for Irving.
And the Cavs knocked out the Bulls in 6 games. Bulls went up 2-1 in the series, but didn't have an answer for LeBron. Strong effort from the Bulls, though, but they just couldn't match the firepower of the Cavs.
And, you know, guys, Taj Gibson now has 6 full seasons in the NBA. Already 30 years old. Seems like just yesterday he was being drafted.
Getting back to Gibson, he was one of the oldest college freshmen in the country at age 21. Played 3 years at USC. Then he was one of the oldest players in the 2009 draft, even though he declared as a junior.
Yeah, I think the NBA is the only profession where it hurts you to have a lot of experience coming out, you know, because that's one reason why he did drop. I mean, had he been a couple years younger, with his length and athleticism, he very well could have been a top 10 pick. But I'll tell you what, the Bulls are happy that he wasn't.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
And that's keyed this run. Passing it with purpose, the D hasn't been able to keep up.
And out of bounds as the Bulls gain possession.
Chicago ball.
And here are the Bulls now. They're on a 15-6 run. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Butler kicks to Gasol. And
They finally turned it on, turned it up a little bit. Now they've got to come up with some stops.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
It is. I mean, no reason to back off and give him the layup. I mean, much better off making him go to the line.
In a moment here to take a look at some hustle stats for the Bulls.
And guys, something every team strives for is getting points off of turnovers, and they've done that here in both halves.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
Good on the second free throw.
And you look at Joakim Noah, I mean, one of those hybrid talents. As a center, he gives you the rebounding, the shot blocking you want, but then he also has tremendous passing skills and instincts and the energy of a mountain lion.
The Bulls leading by 3.
Chicago timeout call.
Chicago calls timeout.
You know, obviously, there's some things out there he does not like and wants to talk it over.
Well, Greg, you've played and you envision yourself as a coach as well. So, sometimes you need to make some adjustments.
To the paint. Here's McDermott. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And the Bulls lead by 5.
And that shot was huge as they try to stem the tide here and hang on to the lead.
Yeah, they have been watching it kind of melt away, but that basket could be what gets the momentum back in their favor.
How about this run they're in the midst of, on the verge of tying it up or maybe even taking the lead?
Has been an unreal turnaround, and I give a lot of credit to the defense right along with what they did on offense, because the defense actually gave them the spark they needed. To cut deficits, you got to be making smart basketball plays out there. Taking care of the ball, it's not done by hoisting up bonehead threes like that one.
And yes, sir, that one drops.
And he has starting to turn it on now after that slow start.
Smith for 3. And it's Chicago with the rebound.
And maybe, he thinks he can shoot himself out of the cold spell, but I don't think that's the case. Maybe somebody want to tell him to ease up off the threes.
Rose dishes to Butler. Noah the screen. Back to Rose. Lock at 6. That one goes. Count. And now a 9-point Bulls lead.
This is a fantastic performance in this half. He didn't play as well in the first, but you just know with this guy, he's always ready to turn it around.
1:30 left in the game. Butler passes to Rose. Noah kicks to Butler. Good, and a nice assist from Noah. 9 points for Jimmy Butler.
An excellent display of passing out there, fellas. I mean, 8 of their last 10 points have been assisted on.
And they just keep finding the open man.
Count that one. The Bulls' lead has been cut down to 9 points with the basket from James. The Bulls have gotten more than 58% of their attempts to go down for them in the fourth quarter. They're 7 of 12. Rose double-teamed. McDermott kicks to Gibson. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. And Butler, here we go. The kick out to Rose. 4 on the shot clock. Pulls from the top of the key. No good. And Cleveland will come the other way. Irving dishes to Love. Launches it. That's his 6th field goal today. And that makes him now 6 for 11.
Man, this fourth quarter has been tremendous. They have been exceptional from deep.
Yeah, a bunch of their points coming from long range here. A major barrage.
So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group. Portis, he's checked in for Gibson. Mirotic comes in for McDermott. Morris checked in for Jimmy Butler. And it's Brooks in for Derrick Rose. Now Brooks. Noah the screen. Brooks kicks to Moore. Off the pick. Thompson with the rebound. Here's Dellavedova. Pass to Thompson. Can't hit. Great defense that time from Noah.
And this is why you need good defenders on the interior to contest shots.
Yeah, Greg, making every shot a hard one, even the shots in close.
2 shots.
Okay, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
He hits the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's an 8-point game. Timeout called, Cleveland. They're down by 8. Just 4 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Guys, what do you think?
You know, you like the fight all the way to the end, but let's face it, guys, this one's over.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I really think you shouldn't be allowed to call timeouts late in the ball game if there's no chance for it to do any good on the scoreboard.
And so it's Chicago winning this one. Some good competition.